I recently heard a quote and it said, "Are you passionate about it and will you suffer for it?" And I was thinking about that a couple weeks ago and I came across this verse, and it's in Colossians chapter 3, verse 23, "And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as unto the Lord." In this day and age, it's easy to be sidetracked and consumed with things that take up our time. As men, we feel the effects of that. We try to pour into our families and try to be committed and try to be there with them and to be a good dad and a good father, a good husband. But so many things are calling for our time. It's easy to get wrapped up with things that we aren't even passionate about and that we don't even really care about. We feel like at times they're needs, we feel like it's a necessity, but it really drains us and keeps us from being faithful in the things that matter. I had a grandfather. I had two very good grandfathers, and one of them was a preacher and one was a layman. And the layman was a man of God and lived to be 87, and the preacher was a man of God, lived to be 84. Both of them left a legacy of godly men. Two different careers, two different types of paths in life, but both of them were committed to their families. I brought both of those Bibles here today to share with you. The first Bible I would like to talk about is from my grandfather that was a preacher. He was called at a young age, 15 years old, and he struggled with that call. He just couldn't bring himself to yield to it, to commit himself and surrender to God. This Bible is the last preaching Bible that he had. He died about a year and a half ago. But when we started going through his things, we found that he had been writing new messages, and it has 2 books full of messages. He had 2 revivals scheduled in the future. He had a camp meeting he was going to preach. You see, he came to a place of full surrender. He came to a place where he got beyond himself. He was newly married. He had a new wife, and God woke him up in the middle of the night and made him realize that if he didn't preach, he might lose his soul. And so he woke his wife up and told her what he had been feeling, and she went along with it. She said, "If this is of God, I will support you." For 64 years, he preached faithfully. He preached unwavering, consistent. He was never a flashy man. He was never on big stages preaching to multitudes of people. But he was committed and dedicated. He was passionate about it. And he did it all to glorify God. The second Bible that I brought along was from my layman pap. He drove truck his whole life. He was a World War II vet. He loved his family. After the war, my grandfather, he got saved and he sold out for God. He became a committed man for God, a godly man in his day. He always was a truck driver, but he was a sold out layman for Jesus. He became a Sunday school teacher. He helped found and establish a church, actually mortgaged his home to help build this church. He was a camp meeting president, a campground president for several years. He was a man committed to ministry and seeing things grow and the cause of Christ going forward. He was passionate about Jesus. Men, if we could somehow in this day and age get to the place of full surrender and realize that we are here for a purpose. That purpose is not for worldly things, for fame or wealth or toys or things we can buy. That purpose is to serve God, to lead our families well. May each one of us strive to be passionate, intentional, doing the things we can, going the extra mile because it's not crowded, doing things for God, even if we have to suffer a little bit for it. You see, when we're passionate about something, we'll be willing to suffer for it. We'll be willing to get out of our comfort zone. We'll be willing to put ourselves aside and what other people think of us, because if we're working for Jesus and we're working to glorify the kingdom, everything we do will matter. My word for you today is to sell out for Jesus. Sell out for what He has in your life. And if we do that, we will be able to take our family with us to heaven. And in this life, that's all that really matters.